Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Inside Knowledge and my name is Anand. Please subscribe, like and comment if you have any suggestion and question. Definitely, you should comment. You'll get to know a lot. Okay, I hope you all have seen my previous videos on investment banking basic, buy side and sell side. Now this video is a continuation of the topic on the trade life cycle. As I promised, I'll come up with a new videos with a different topic. Initially, I'll start with the processes which are like in line with the step by step, which is really important to know when you're looking for a career in investment banking. So now start with the trade life cycle. So trade life cycle will be same for both buy side and sell side business. Most of you only know trade life cycle as this is the starting. This is how it starts with the front office. But I would like to add one more layer before front office, that there is a sales team. You must be thinking why, what the sales team does. So let me tell you, they are the kind of main team who get the business to the banks or to the any of the investment firm. Before like moving forward with the trade life cycle, it's better to clear your logic, like what, from where these trades come from, who get the investment from client and how they get. Then you will have an idea about the risk also, like what happens if something goes wrong and how client get impacted and etc. So please note, I will cover each process in detail on my upcoming videos related to like the front office role, then the sales role, then the middle office, settlement and reconciliation, and others as well. So let's start with my with the first step, sales desk, that comes before front office. So sales desk are the key person who get the investment from clients. Client can be anyone. Even you can also act as a client, as an individual investor, or big companies like institutional investors, or anyone. Since I work with the sales desk, we can call them as an advisor. I know a little bit of them. So sales desk's job is to introduce the product to various HNI, institutional client, individual client, and they also work on the client acquisitions. And these products are widely available with investment managers or bank, whoever in the business. So for example, sales desk introduce a good investment opportunity to one of the client, and client is interested to invest in that. So he will place an order, or he will ask advisor or sales desk to submit an order on their behalf. Now when they ask on their behalf, here comes the front office. Now the front office role will be over, it will start from here. So let's start. Front office means a group of trader. Yes, they also have their own client as well. Not only, they are not dependent only on the sales team, they have their own client. They are also involved in the proprietary trading. I'll cover this topic later. Front office receives an order from sales desk client, or we call this step trade initiation and execution, or the front office is going to trade in the market for his own client or as a kind of bank requirement. So this step is known as trade initiation and execution. In this step, trader will place the order in the market, and it depends upon the choice of marketplace and exchange. Once the order is placed, means initiated, and it match, the trade is said to be executed. But wait, what if executed trade is not matched? Yes, it happens sometimes. For example, trader normally agree with other side trader, and they mutually agree for that trade at a market price and all economic detailed instructions and everything. So when the instruction was sent out, but due to a couple of reasons, like account was not entitled to trade in that particular market due to reason specific client, or client has some limitation, or client doesn't have much fund, or client means they don't have clear the risk assessment for the banks, and that can happen to the other side as well, like the counterparty, if you call it, means the other side trader having the same type of issues, and they were not able to release the instruction in the market. So this just as an example, and for these issues we move on to our next step, that is known as trade capture. So in trade capture, trades are booked internally in a front office system for it to flow down or to operating a system, but it got stuck. Then RMS, risk management system, will come in picture. That is a part of the trade capture. They look after those trade capture area as well. So please note, all client or trade goes through this process. Mostly all client and they trade past like during the initial setup, when they onboarded into the bank. So those are like, if they already passed the risk management process, then their flows will be STP, like it will directly flow to the market or to the backend processes or the backend system as well, unless they have a weird trading behavior. So that could be like any reason for that. From here, the risk management specialist take over in trade capture step. So in order to determine whether the order fits within the risk management parameter, risk managers in the brokerage house now conduct check and calculation before the trade can be moved to the next step. In determining whether the trade is safe to make, one of the things they look at is whether or not the investors placing the order has sufficient capital to cover the security and limits. They also check their background. They also check how the trading activity recently happened, like what they have done it. So there is a couple of check the risk management system they do, and it's very important for each and every trade, so that it should not fail in the market or should not create any issue during the next step. Once the order passes, like this examination, it is then ready to move on to the third stage. Now what is the third stage? Like if you see in the chart, like the flows of the trade life cycle, here it comes the trade validation and enrichment, where middle office is involved, plus there's a small part of static data as well. So I will add one more step, static update. So what happens, sometimes counterparty have multiple SSI, and could be possible one set of SSI is not updated in our system. So we have to ask static data team to update those SSI so that it will go STP next time. So this is the one step, like static data is important over here. They are also important to check whether the security is eligible to trade in that market, and if it is the setup is done in our system or not. Sometimes trade will stop just because of that as well. So if setup is already there, then middle office team validate the trade before releasing instruction to the market, and get confirmation from counterparty office, from counterparty middle office, that they agree with the trade and economic details and matching, so that trade should settle on settlement date. So remember, all these things are happening between the trade date and the settlement date. Mostly all these activity are completed on the trade date only. So means the trade should not miss like even a single day. So even the trade dates are really important when they are booked in the system. All these activities need to be done on the same day. Most of the people, they don't know, but yeah, these all happen on the back end, because there's a lot of systems are already in place, and teams are already in place. They start working as soon as they get the trade booked in the front office system, and it flows down to their queue. So then there's the next process is a trade settlement. So trade settlement team, I really love this team because I worked for this team. So, and I love the challenges they have. Like I've seen a lot of challenges during the trade settlement process. So I really love this team. So settlement team's responsibility is to settle the trade. means exchange the cash and securities for security trade, and cash versus cash for derivative trade, and it could be FX settlement as well. So, and if there is some issue, then they have to escalate on the same day when they receive the trade, like on the trade date. If they're having the trade on in the queue, and if they find out like the counterpart is not agree, they don't agree with the details, they don't agree with the SSI, or they don't know about the trade settlements, it's very important that they should escalate immediately to middle office. Once trade is escalated to middle office, then middle office will start working on the confirmation side and everything. They'll reach out to counterpart middle office. Even if they reach out to trader, is the best way to escalate to the trader as well, so that they should know like this trade is not matched. The reason could be counterparty, they don't know. So what happened, trader will reach out to the other side, counterparty trader, and they will communicate and they will try to get the confirmation done on the same time. Once they agree and the confirmation passes on to the back office team for the settlement, then here the settlement team will again try to settle the trade in the market. Once the trade is settled on the settlement date, the next step will be the reconciliation. So reconciliation is the last step, where like they're involved in matching the ledger and statement. Ledger means that will be our internal system, which will throw an entry that is known as ledger, and a statement which comes from the exchange, that is known as statement. Like we normally match ledger and statement when the trades are settled in the market. To close the book, to close the settlement of that trade, is very important that reconciliation should happen, and they should clean the breaks. They are not like normally on the reconciliation, they have to clean everything. So when the trade is settled, like for example the trade is settled today, reconciliation will get the ledger break and statement on next day, means SD plus 1, not on the settlement date. They get the break on the next day. So on SD plus 1, they have to match the entries and clean the book. That actually reflect the accounting side as well. So the accounting will know that okay, the trade is settled, exchange were done, cash movement, everything is good, then the entire process is complete. There are a couple of more processes involved after the trade life cycle, in the trade life cycle after reconciliation, that those are related to kind of billing, those are related to the corporate actions, those are related to the you can say the post-settlement break as well happens. Sometimes trade get counterparty want to reverse the instruction and they don't want to settle on the same, they want to reverse the settled trade due to some reason. I'll try to cover all those things when I'll be covering the reconciliation process. I hope you like this video, and I'll definitely ask you to just go through the videos, just try to understand the process. If you're just new or come like as a fresher, just try to take a note when from my video, and if you have any confusion, please comment so that I can just try to answer your question. And if it is like if I get most of the queries, then those are related, I'll try to make a one video so that you can, and I try to explain them. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a good day.